Am I the asshole? For suggesting we leave my 4-year-old niece home when we go to Disney World? My sister went to Disney World with her husband and 2s, call them Millie and Mara. Millie and Mara are 7 and 4 respectively. They had so much fun my sister asked if the two of us could go for my birthday in a few months. I said sure, but we should bring her older daughter, Millie, along because she's incredibly well behaved and loves Disney World above all things. I felt it would be an our move to go without her since she would enjoy it more than both of us combined. My sister said she couldn't do that because, while she'd feel like an our going without Millie, she would feel like an even bigger our taking Millie and leaving Mara behind. She said if Mara ever found out she would feel betrayed. The thing is, during their trip, Millie had the time of her life and was well behaved as usual. Mara also had fun mainly at the hotel pool, but she is prone to tantrums, and not only did she have multiple fits, she refused to go on about 90 of the rides because she was afraid of the dark, of enclosed spaces, of loud noises, etc. Of course, this probably isn't all too unusual for a 4-year-old. But my sister and her husband had to take turns missing rides so one of them could sit with Mara each time she didn't want to go on one. When my sister and I go, I would like us to be able to ride whatever we please. Millie won't impede that goal, but Mara would. Plus I would genuinely enjoy having Millie there. She is hilarious and makes such outings fun. Frankly, I would feel like an hour going without her. So am I the asshole? For my suggestion that we should take Millie and leave Mara with her dad? Edit: I know I sound like I favor Millie here, but I truly adore both girls. It's just that one of them can tolerate waiting in a long line, and even make it fun, while the other does better in more structured, less crowded settings. Mara, for example, is a delight when playing board games. I just wanted to clarify that I really do love them equally. My sister asked if the two of us could go for my birthday in a few months. Sounds like your sis wants the trip to be just the two of you. Could it be because she wants to actually enjoy Disney World with you and not have to worry about supervising her kids? Info: have you asked your sister what her expectations of the trip are? You're the arsehole. This was just supposed to be a trip for you and your sister, yes? Then don't involve the kids at all by telling your sister to bring one girl and not the other. You're sending a message even if you don't mean to. Mara will feel there's something wrong with her because her sister was invited to a fun birthday party with her mom and uncle, but she wasn't. You're creating a problem and a wedge that don't need to exist. Just have the outing with your sister. If you want to spend time with Millie at the park, go another time when the whole family can enjoy it. You're the asshole. It sounds like your sister's suggestion was for the two of you to go, not for you two plus a child. Go and leave both kids home. It's not your responsibility to entertain the older kid with a trip to Mickey, it's her parents. You're the asshole. Leave them both home. Or take them both. Why did you have to complicate a simple outing with your sister with this suggestion that will cause problems with her children? Your sister is correct. They're too young to understand. You're the asshole. You take both or neither. Obviously you don't have kids. You're the asshole. How exactly did you expect your sister to explain this to your niece? You're the asshole. Either bring both or leave both at home. There's no way the 4-year-old isn't going to find out. Her sister can't be expected to lie or stay quiet, so she will definitely be upset. How do you intend to explain without telling her that she isn't welcome and you don't want her around? You're the asshole. Come on, you think a 4-year-old is going to understand that she couldn't come on the fun trip because she's not fun enough for her uncle? You are playing favorites, you're only thinking about your own wants, needs, and I hope your sister drops the polite act sooner than later and clues you into what a dick you're being to her, your nieces. You're the asshole. She wants it to be just the two of you. She wants an adult's weekend where she gets some time off from parenting. Of course she is not going to bring one of her kids and not the other. It's a ridiculous thing to ask. And whilst Molly might be a delight for you, what awaits your sister when she gets back is going to be utterly awful for her and for Mara as well. Are you going to deal with the fallout from that? Mara will not understand being abandoned, especially when it's Disney World, a place that, whilst enjoyable for all ages, was designed for children. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You want to exclude a 4-year-old from Disney World while taking along her sister, and you're asking if you're wrong? You're the asshole. You're the asshole. Your sister suggested a sisters-only trip. Why not just leave it at that and go as 2 adults? Why even suggest you take just one sibling? I know that your motivation is to enjoy the time, and you know that you'd enjoy it with Millie there but not with Mara there. How do you think Mara's going to feel when she finds out? How do you think that will affect your relationship with her? You love them equally, but your actions imply otherwise to Mara, who would be left out of the trip only because she displays standard 4-year behavior. Go just the 2 of you, or wait until Mara's older so she can also go. You're the asshole. Oh, I totally don't favor Millie. I just want to treat her to a huge present and then get her to lie to her sister who I don't actually like and have nothing planned for about it. Your favoritism is palpable. Why don't you stop being an asshole, go with your sister and have a good adult time, instead of striving to pit children against each other while ignoring the nuclear fallout that will result? If you only took one of the girls, it would be unfair. The sensible thing to do is not to take either and just the 2 of you go. 100. You're the asshole here and your sister is an Olympic class great mom. When Millie comes home babbling about the fantastic time she had with you and her mom at Disney, how, exactly, do you think Mara is going to feel? I'm sure she'll run into plenty of mean girls in school throughout her life. She doesn't really need one in her own family. There's no way I can read this where it doesn't sound like you really like Millie and don't care so much for Mara. I also can't see how Mara wouldn't feel like she was left behind because she is the less favored child. If you do this, it's fairly certain that Mara will feel badly about herself, possibly in a big way. You're the asshole. You're the asshole. I understand not wanting to miss out on rides, but that's probably why your sister suggested that just the 2 of you should go. Either go with your sister or invite both of your nieces. You're the asshole asking your sister to leave her child behind. I have nieces in the same phase as Op's situation. I get both the OP and Op's sister's side on the kids. We're all just hanging on in there waiting for the little one grow out of it, lol. That said, Op, you're the asshole for trying to hijack sister trip. If you don't want to spend adult time alone with your sister, just decline the trip. You said you wanted to bring Millie because it would be more fun than doing the trip with just your sister. That's kind of saying you prefer the company of her 7-year-old to hers, isn't it? You're the asshole. Neither girl should be invited on this birthday trip. If the event is intended to involve them, they should both be invited. You're the asshole. Like others have said, take both or none. Some of the problems you described are not really problems, if you are the parent. Because it's their kid, they most likely don't mind skipping rides for their kid. Yeah, they'd rather ride together, but if they'd sit it out for their kid, we did when our kids were little. If both parents want to experience it, I seem to remember they would let one parent sit it out and then when the other parent got back from the ride, they would let the other parent go without having to wait in the long line again. Disney probably still does that. Missing out on rides when you have a child is par for the course. Even at 7, the older one may not feel up to it. Just because she is an obedient child, does not mean she wants to go on every ride with you. You're the asshole. Both or neither, those are the only reasonable kind choices you have here. At this age, the 4-year-old is gonna know that her sis went to Disney without her. You could, however, do an adult trip and not take either kid. You're the asshole. It's really sad that you'd feel like an R if you go without her, but you wouldn't feel like an R leaving the other one behind. That's some sort of messed up morals you have there.